welcome to day 5 of the Hormone Reset Challenge. You're halfway through this challenge, you've made it this far, and I hope you're feeling better for it already. I'm clinical nutritionist and EFT tapping practitioner Serena Coventry, and I'm super excited to bring you for day 5 all the goodness of EFT tapping. Now, being a practitioner myself, I absolutely love EFT tapping for stress reduction, for overwhelm, for almost anything that's happening in my life that is causing me to have some kind of emotional response. It's super supportive. So if you haven't heard of EFT tapping before, it is emotional freedom techniques. So what you're doing is tapping on different acupressure points on the body, which is sending a calming response to a part of your brain called the amygdala, so that whatever the experience is or the emotion, you are able to tap on these points and bring the body back to a state of calm. Now, our bodies unfortunately have not developed as fast as the world has, and whether we are under stress from, say, a lion chasing us, which wouldn't happen these days, but a lion or even a snake or a spider or whatever that's in our physical space that is causing us stress, the body can't decipher between that real stress that's going to really be life-threatening for us and mental stress. So whether that's a work deadline or being late and stuck in traffic. Now, obviously those things are not going to cause us to die, but our brain cannot decipher between those types of stresses. And as women as well, being of a reproductive age where each month biologically our body is seeking to get pregnant, we have a much more sensitive nervous system. So what this means is if we do experience high levels of stress or anxiety or overwhelm, we are much more predisposed to having issues with our reproductive system, such as PMS, late periods. It can impact ovulation and therefore fertility, or even contribute to reproductive disorders such as PCOS and endometriosis. So using a technique such as EFT tapping is really incredible for when you are in a moment of quite heightened stress or overwhelm, or something has happened that has really impacted and left you on edge. You're able to use this technique to really help calm yourself down. So what I wanted to do today, I know within our email that we've sent, there's a little bit more information on what tapping is and how you can do it. There is also an image in there which shows you the points. But what I want to do with you for today's task is to run through a little tapping sequence that you can do when you're at home or in the comfort of your own space, or I always love if something's happened at work or at uni or whatever it is that you do in the day, that you can just run into the bathroom and do a little tapping sequence for 5 or 10 minutes until you really calm down that stress response and calm down your nervous system. So if you didn't get the chance to look at that image that shows the tapping points, I will go through them now with you. So you can start just on the top of your head. So if you imagine a string coming up the top of your head, on your inner eyebrow, on the side of your eye, under your eye, top of your lip, under your chin, and under your collarbone, and on the side of your ribs, just where your bra strap would be. Now, for the sake of this exercise, I would love for you to tune into your body and just notice if there is a particular sensation that you might be experiencing in your body. That might be tightness in your chest, might be constriction in your belly or constriction in your throat. You might feel tense in your shoulders or your arms. Just take a minute to notice what that sensation is and where it is in your body. And then I want you to give it a rating. So for me right now, there's a little bit of tension in my chest. It's probably about a 5 or a 6. And also just notice if there's any emotions or feelings that are coming up. So for me, there's a little bit of stress, a little bit of overwhelm. And what you can do is, starting on the side of your hand, we will create a setup statement. And again, all of these instructions can be found within the email that we've sent. So coming to the side of your hand, and just use whatever words or whatever sensations you're experiencing and you can just repeat after me. So even though there's this tension in my chest, feels about a 5. You can even describe what that tension feels like. So for me, it's like a grappling sensation, feeling a little bit stressed, but I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though there's tension in my chest, it's a grappling sensation, I feel quite stressed, but I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though there's this tension in my chest, I'm feeling quite stressed, but I deeply and completely accept myself. So once you've repeated that setup statement 3 times, you're coming to the top of your head and just tuning into what that feeling is. This tension in my chest, inner eyebrow. Feeling into this tension in my chest, side of the eye. Make sure you're taking nice deep breaths. This tension in my chest, under the eye. Just noticing that I'm feeling a little bit stressed. Top of the lip. This tension in my chest. Feels like a grappling feeling in my chest. Under the collarbone. This tension in my chest. Just noticing I'm feeling a little bit stressed. And then once you've done a round, take a deep breath in and out. And again, just tune into what that sensation was in your body, what that experience was, if it was stress, overwhelm, and again, just rate it again from 0 to 10. And if it's gone down a little bit, amazing, it might go up a little bit. Sometimes when you start tapping, it can tune you into unexpected emotions and you can feel quite teary or quite emotional. It can be totally normal. You might also find that when you're tapping, you will yawn or your eyes will water, or you might feel waves of energy moving through your body. That can all be very normal as well, and is a sign that the energy is shifting and changing. So doing just a brief little exercise like that for 5 or 10 minutes. Again, once you've checked in with what that feeling is again, you can do a few more rounds until you find that that sensation comes down a lot for you and you feel like you're regulated and not in that stress state that you were. And it's a really beautiful and powerful tool that you can use basically anywhere, anytime that you are feeling stressed or overwhelmed or you're feeling emotional. So your task for today is to sit down for 5 minutes and to tune into what you might be feeling in your body, where you might be feeling it, if you can identify any emotions with it, and just doing a few tapping rounds like we have just then. So hope you love it, and I hope you have a beautiful and regulated